everybody, I hope you are really well and having a fantastic day. I am here today. I thought I would talk through my sort of plans, some of my plans for the year. So if you're on Instagram, you will be aware of the hashtag Make9, where people put together a list of 9 things that they'd really like to make throughout the year. I think the reason it's 9 is because it fits nicely into a square. A 3x3 square, so it looks nice on the gram. But it's a really cool challenge to just sort of focus your plans for the year, really. I mean, there are more things that I'm going to want to make throughout the year. There are going to be new patterns coming that I want to make. To be honest, right now, my sojo is exploding and all I want to do is sew. I've got so many ideas and so many plans. Unfortunately though, it seems to have coincided with my nearly 2-year-old daughter deciding she no longer wants to nap in the middle of the day. At all. No nap. No nap at all. It's been, so it's Monday today. Saturday she had half an hour. Sunday she was in bed. Credit to her, she was in bed for an hour and a half. Did not sleep, but she did at least chill out. But I was constantly watching her and wondering when she was going to fall asleep and trying not to make too much noise and all of this kind of stuff. And she's with my mum today, and my mum's just texted as well saying, no nap. What am I going to do? When am I going to find time to do any sewing? So she used to nap for a lovely 2 hours in the middle of the day, and that was the time when I got most of my sewing done, apart from any time that I got at work maybe. I'm not very good at sewing in the evenings. Generally, once Mia's gone to bed, we've had dinner, it's 8 o'clock, I tend to go to bed between 9 and 10, and I just want to watch some TV. I just want to sit down and do nothing. And I know I should be working, I could be cleaning, I could be sewing, all these things, and I just, by the end of the day, I'm done. So yeah, not sure when I'm going to get so much time to sew. I'm very much looking forward to Tilly's new book, Make It Simple, coming out, because I know she gives lots of tips for sewing in small chunks of time, which I think is what I'm going to have to do. Maybe whilst Mia's eating dinner or distracted by something, I might get something done. But yeah, if you have toddlers or if you've had children and have gone through this phase where they've decided to stop napping, I'm hoping it's just temporary and she might go back to it. And I feel bad because she does sleep for a good solid 12 hours at night usually. 12 and a half hours at the moment, because I've had to wake her up in the morning. But that's my time. That little bit of time in the middle of the day is my little downtime where I get to do what I want to do. Sometimes it's sewing, sometimes I have to do a bit of work as well in that time. Anyway, I've got some plans. I've got some things I really want to make. These are kind of slightly bigger projects. Obviously every month with my business, so if you don't know, I run Sew Hayley Jane, which is a subscription box business for dressmakers, and every month there's different fabrics and things, and I usually try and make something out of the fabrics that I send. So there's different things throughout the year that will be popping up as well, but these are a few things I've had fabrics in my stash, or things, bigger things that I want to make. So yeah, and it's kind of, it's not all definites. Some of them are like, I would like to make a pair of trousers. I'm not entirely certain what pair of trousers I'd like to make yet, but I've got some ideas. So, which is why I haven't done it on Instagram, and I thought I would do it here instead. I'm like this, it's really cold today. It's Monday morning and it was -1 when I got in the car this morning. And this is quite a big studio to heat up as well. It's high, very high ceilings. And I did have like a scarf and a big woolly jumper on, but I've taken them off to do the video because they weren't so pretty. So yeah, I'm a bit chilly. I have got a heater right next to me down here. Anyway, I shall crack on. So I'll start with the first thing I'm going to make, which I'm hoping the pattern has been delivered today. So I've got some of the fabrics already. This is the beautiful red viscose that I sent in January's classic boxes, and I've been on the hunt for the perfect top pattern. So if you saw my unboxing video last week, I said I really want to find a top pattern that will fulfill the I'm wearing jeans and a nice top. You know, if you're going out for dinner or going to the cinema and you want to look a bit nice but still comfortable, I wanted something for that. I got lots of lovely suggestions, and I have gone for the fringe dress and top pattern by Chalk and Notch. I will put a picture here so you can see. So it's got buttons down the front and a sort of gathered around the sort of high natural waist, and so it's quite floaty. It's got little sleeves. It's collarless as well, and I think so. I looked back at the video I did last week, the unboxing, and I was wearing the Cali shirt from Closet Case Patterns, and a couple of times I've made shirts and I put them on and I just don't feel great in them. And I've looked back and I don't know if it's the colour of the fabric or the having a collar here, I don't know, but I just don't feel great in it. I'm not sure what it is, but there's a couple of shirts that I've made with a collar and I look at them on me and I'm just like, I just don't know. I don't know. So I thought I would try one that doesn't have a collar, so it's still got buttons down the front. There are a few lovely ones out there, but there's no collar, so it's quite open here, which I think is what the problem is, if that makes sense. So I have got this gorgeous fabric to make that, and then I've got another fabric set aside which I think I will use for that as well. I went to John Lewis in Southampton on Saturday with my mum, who excitingly has gotten back into dressmaking. Yay! I'm so happy about this. So my mum has always been a great seamstress. She's always had the sewing machine around. She does a lot of, like, she's made a lot of curtains and cushions, and she sewed a lot of clothes for me and my sister when we were kids as well, but hasn't done a whole lot of sewing for herself. But I'm really happy to say that she has recently gotten into dressmaking, which is great. And then she said to me, are there any fabric shows that you want to go to this year? So hopefully we'll be going to, I think it's called the Stitch Festival, which I think used to be the Knitting and Stitching show in London. Hopefully we'll be going to that together. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. So we went to John Lewis and was looking, and we found Dashwood Studio Rayons half price. Guys, if you are near a John Lewis, I don't know, it's not online, so I don't know if it's all the John Lewises that have the Dashwood fabrics. Southampton does have a pretty good haberdashery, actually. I've been to another John Lewis in Basingstoke, I think it was, and it wasn't so great. But they had all the Dashwood Studio Rayons for half price. Per metre, it was £8.65, I think, per metre. So I had a really tough time choosing which one to get, but I have gone for this beauty. Oh, it's so pretty. So it's a black background with these really funky geometric shapes. Lots of colours, kind of jewel tones, so I am loving that. I got 2.5 metres. So it could become the fringe top, or it could become something else. Something, I don't know, but that's probably going to get used pretty quickly. Okay, next up, so last year I made the cult favourite, the Ogden cami, and I hated it. It wasn't for me, it just didn't sit right. I think maybe because I've got bigger boobs. The straps are quite skinny, even though I did widen them. It just wasn't working for me. But lo and behold, Chalk and Notch again released the Victory Tank, which I think is going to be the one for me. The sizings are better for a start. It's got nice thicker straps, so it's going to hide the bra straps. But it's still loose and floaty and flowing, so I think it's going to be great for the summer. So I'm really excited to give that a try. Both of these patterns I have just ordered from the fold line and got them printed as well because they are PDF patterns. So I've got them printed from the fold line, which I'm really happy they're doing now. And I have this fabric set aside for the victory tank. So this is a viscose again that I got in the summer when I went to the Sew Southampton meetup, and there were a couple of fabric shops there. I want to say this was Timeless Fabrics. I'll link below just in case it wasn't. Oh, I'm really sorry, I've forgotten. But it was one of the shops that had a stall there, and it's this gorgeous, massive, flowery print in this beautiful dusky blue. I love a blue. That's if my mum doesn't nab this one because she also loves the blue. So I've got a few decent lengths of sort of viscosey or floaty fabrics in my stash that might be become the victory tank if it works. I feel like it could be one of those like stash busting patterns, although it is fully lined, which is great as well because it means no facings. So that was another problem with the Ogden cami, is that I had to extend the facing because otherwise it stopped here and looked a bit weird. But this is fully, the victory tank is fully lined, so yeah, I might be getting some like plain white or black viscose to use as the linings perhaps. Anyway, so those are probably the two simplest patterns in my current plans. I have been wanting to make a denim skirt forever. The only sort of denim skirts I've ever made before have been from old jeans, where it's a classic refashion where you cut up the inseam of your jeans, usually because the crotch seam has gone, and you do the sort of fold over, so you end up with that weird little triangle of top stitching in the front. But I want to properly make a denim skirt. I would like to make jeans sometime as well, but I feel like I would like to get to grips with the fly front zips and pockets and top stitching and all that. And I thought a denim skirt would be perfect. So I have purchased the Ellis skirt from Cashmerette, which, I mean, do you know what? I haven't ever made a Cashmerette pattern yet. I don't know why, but they come in sizes 12 to 28, which is incredible. And also the shaping is different whether you're an apple or a pear fit. I used to be a pear. I think I'm probably more apple now. I'm not entirely certain. Probably more apple now, to be honest. So I'm excited to give that a go, and I have the fabric. So I got this from Satisfaction in their Big Summer Stitch Up last year. It's just a plain blue denim with a little bit of stretch. So that is something imminent. I would really like to... I feel like because I'm a bit chilly, I'm chatting faster. So anyway, this is imminent. I would really like to get this one made quite soon, because I mean, denim skirts are just classic, worn with tights or leggings and boots and any number of tops. I think that's going to be great. Next, I would love to make another 1, 2 or even 3 more Zadie jumpsuits. I made my first one, which I'll insert a picture of here, using the silver viscose from December's luxury box, which is just amazing. I'm so happy with it. Silver viscose doesn't really wear well the rest of the year. It's very Christmassy or fancy. It's not really everyday wear though. So I would really like to make more Zadie jumpsuits in different fabrics. I think it's going to be something I will wear all the time in the summer. It's so comfortable and loose and breezy. So yeah, more of those are definitely in the pipeline. I don't have any fabric yet for those. I'm sure I will do at some point though. Probably, I don't know if I would make the jumpsuit in a chambray or linen though. I feel like it might be a bit too thick and stiff perhaps. I think I'd prefer something floaty. But yeah, having made my first Zadie jumpsuit, I never thought I would be able to pull off a jumpsuit or anything like that. But now I've done one, I'm now thinking maybe I can, and maybe I should try more. And I would really like to make a pinafore style dress, and I'm looking at the York pinafore from Helen's Closet. Again, it's another pattern that I kind of just sort of bypassed when it came out. I was like, maybe, maybe not. But I've seen lots online and I think they all look great. So I think I will be giving that a go. I don't have any fabric for that one yet either. But I'm thinking probably I'll go for a classic denim pinafore to start off with. I think that might be really cool. And perfect for layering up as well in the winter, or even with a t-shirt in the summer. I think it's going to be a good one. So definitely want to make one of those. And sticking with the jumpsuit dungaree style, I'm loving the look of the new pattern in the new Tilly and the Buttons book, which comes out in February. I think they're called the Sapphire Trousers is the base, and then from that she also has variations where you can make dungarees and a jumpsuit, or like a wrap play suit or something like that. So it's actually the front cover pattern is the dungaree style. So yeah, I'm thinking I might give that a go. It's not something I ever would have gone for before, but I am loving the look of it now. And I have this crazy colour. Now this has been in my stash for about 3 years. I actually won it in a bundle from Minerva Crafts because I was featured in the sort of the letters section of Love Sew magazine, I think. And this came as part of the bundle. I think it's linen or linen mix. It doesn't feel pure linen, and it's not as creased as I would expect a linen to be. So I think it's a linen mix in this cool sort of orangey red colour. Hopefully I can pull it off. It's not a colour I wear very often. But yeah, there's only 2 meters though, so I'm not sure if I will get the dungarees out of it. I will have a think. But it's quite lightweight and has a really lovely drape as well. So yes, that fabric has been in my stash for ages and definitely needs using. I've always kept hold of it, so I've done a few meetups and taken fabrics that have been in my stash and I just haven't gotten around to using, but this one I've kept hold of, thinking I would really like to make something out of this, but wasn't totally sure what. But I'm thinking it might be the dungarees from the new Tilly and the Buttons book. Or they might become, the next pattern I want to try is I really want to make a pair of trousers. Apart from the Winslow culottes and pyjama bottoms, I've never made trousers. So I'm thinking this will be the year for trousers. There's a couple of patterns that I really like the look of that came out. One came out last year and one came out really recently. So the first one is the Byhan London Jackie trousers, which are quite a sort of tailored style trouser, high waist, quite loose fitting, very good size options as well. So that's possibly one. The other one I really like the look of is a really new release called the Chandler trousers from Untitled Thoughts, which I really like the look of, and you can change, the waist can either be pleated or darted. So yeah, that's quite interesting and I love it, but I would only wear them in the summer because I have a real issue with cold ankles. Cold feet and ankles are a big no-no for me, especially in the winter. I'm one of those people, if my feet are cold in bed, I cannot sleep. I have to put socks on. I know, really sexy, but yeah, cold ankles. I see people walking around and it's like -1 degrees outside and people are wearing skinny jeans that are like cropped at the ankle with like plimsolls on, and I'm just like, oh, cold ankles. It's one of those things, one of those bugbears, I guess. But I really like the look of the Chandler trousers, so I might give those a go for spring and summer. Yeah, I like them. I did have a look at the trouser pattern from Paper Theory, which I thought might be quite cool, but it's quite, there's quite a lot of fabric around the hips, which I don't think is going to work for me. I've already got a lot of going on around the hips as it is. Don't really want more fabric around the hips. So yeah, let me know if you have any other trouser patterns that you think might look nice. Floaty, I think. Floaty. I love the idea of more tailored trousers, like the ultimate trousers from Sew Over It. But yeah, I'm not sure. I've got quite thick thighs, so trying to fit something like that is a bit of a head scratcher. And I'm not sure if I've got it in me yet. We'll see. Anyway, moving on. What have I done? I've said the denim skirt, the big chunk kind of. Okay, couple more then. A coat. I definitely want to make a coat this year. I have had this fabric in my stash for about 3 years. And I can't even remember exactly what it is, but it's definitely a coating. I think it might be like a viscose wool blend, perhaps. I don't think it's definitely not pure wool. I'm sure, I don't remember when I bought it. I bought it from C&H Fabrics in Winchester. And I bought it when Sew Over It came out with their first ebook, the City Break capsule wardrobe for the Lola coats, which I'm still thinking I might make, sorry. I think I've got about 4 meters here. And it's lovely. It's lovely and soft as well, so it's going to be really warm. But yes, a coat is definitely something. Like a nice, I've got like just my everyday duffel style coat, which is lovely and warm, but it doesn't work so well if I'm wearing a skirt or a dress. It looks a bit weird over the top of that. So I'd like to make something a bit more classy and elegant. So I'm thinking possibly the Lola coat. I'd also quite like to make the Eden coat from Tilly and the Buttons, which is more of a duffel coat style or raincoat, not quite so elegant. But I will be holding off on that until I'm hoping they'll be upgrading the sizing to their new sizes for that, because it won't be big enough in the hips for me. So yeah, let me know if you've got a good coat pattern, something that sort of cinches in at the waist a little bit with sort of skirt, not as long. I did look at the Romana coat from By Hand London, which could work, but I would shorten it probably to about knee length or just above knee length. Yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions. Okay, I think there's one more thing that I would really like to make, and that is I really want a dress pattern that is, you know, one of the perfect dresses. Thinking like your classic little black dress style, something that you can throw on and you know fits and you know looks great, whatever the occasion. So again, I've got a few ideas. I possibly will be looking at the Kim dress from By Hand London, which has straps and a very fitted bodice and then the full skirt option. That's one possibility. Or I have got the Cashmerette Lennox shirt dress, which I think could be either casual or occasion wear depending on the fabric. I think obviously in like a denim-y chambray it's quite casual, but I think if I was to make it in a crepe or something like that, it could be a bit more evening-y wear. So yeah, it says you can use rayon, lawn. I think I just want a plain black dress that's just going to be perfect and elegant, whatever I want to do. Maybe a black linen actually. So yeah, if I can get this, one of those patterns, if I can get it to work and get it to fit right, then I can make it in various fabrics and it will have a totally different look. Do you know what I mean? So that's something else that I would like to tackle this year too. Oh, a bumper one this week. Those are my Make 9 plans. A bit of a rambly one, so if you stuck with me this long, well done. and hopefully I've made sense and not been too shivery. I'm gonna put the that's why I had to turn my heater off in order to turn my lights on. So I'm getting colder and colder, you guys. I'm gonna turn the heater back on and put my jumper back on now. What we do in the name of YouTube. Anyway, so I am hoping to get the fringe top cut out and sewn up with a sort of and film it for you and do another chatty sewing video. So if you've got any questions that you'd like me to answer, it doesn't have to be about sewing, it could be about anything, pop them in the comments below and I will try and answer them whilst I sew. And yeah, hopefully that will be next week's video. Fingers crossed. Anyway, have a lovely, lovely day everyone, and I will see you all really soon. Bye!